Say hello. Say we have to get to know some of your fans. We want to know where everyone is from. I was originally from New York. Been down in Florida. About how long, Peanut? About 20 years now. And I don't miss the snow, but the heat is a bit too much here. And Peanut hates the heat. He loves the cold. That's right. Yes. There's Tabs, girlfriend. Right? Psst, psst, psst. Tabby. Tabby. Oh, she's shy. And Peanut ate his breakfast today, and I was busy cleaning. All right, Peanut. I can't give you treats all the time. Come on. He looks for treats all the time. I feed him a good breakfast. All right, Peanut. You eat a good breakfast, and then, well, he looks for treats, and then now I've been only feeding him twice a day. Got to stop the rice again with him because he's too much fiber, and then he has trouble with the urine. So today I just made him a steak meal again. So he really likes the chicken meal that I made him with. And he likes broccoli, but I cook the broccoli, so it's soft and it's good for him. And he likes strawberries, so I always put a strawberry in his meal with his blueberries. Hey, Peanut. And you were just singing before. You're gonna sing again. And it's quiet. It's a Sunday, so his dad and his brother go to a train club. But thank you, Kyle. Where are you from? We're from Florida. And the heat is getting active here, and the humidity. No, I live in Central Florida. Oh, he's a dog. This is the cat on the bed. Tabs. There she is. He's a Yorkie. He's full bred, but he's considered a giant Yorkie. Because he's about 13, almost 14 pounds. Yeah, the heat's getting a bit too much here now. I dread the summer with the hurricanes and the power out. All right, Peanut. He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind thunderstorms, lightning. Thank you, Harry. He doesn't mind lightning, thunder, hurricanes. My cat is terrified of the storms. She'll hide underneath blankets but him, he could be outside, no problem with it. Right? What are you going to say? You going to sing? Are you going to sing, Peanut? He huffs and puffs. He gets temper tantrums. He follows me everywhere. If the door is closed, he's huffing behind the door and sniffing like a bloodhound. And I never knew that about Yorkies because I always grew up with Scottish Terriers. And they were family dogs, but they were independent. And when we got him as a puppy, he always had to be babysat by someone. Either my mom, my son, he came with me everywhere. And he's still like that 13 years later, right, Peanut? And now, he knows his treats are in every room. So, while I'm in the bathroom, well, he's coming in there serenading me in the bathroom. He comes into my bedroom, the treats are there too. Then he knocks them on the floor. And then, well, sometimes actually the cat does knock them on the floor, and he's not too happy about that. No, she plays around with your treats, and she likes your treats too. And I gotta trim him again. I just did a general trim on him a couple weeks ago because he was getting a little messy looking, and I like always to keep him short so he's clean. And I'm not a big fan of like the Yorkies with the big, the mustaches to the floor or anything. He's always groomed, right? And he actually has curly fur. Does he have paws? Yes, he has paws. There they are. He has those skinny toothpick legs, and he's for almost 14 pounds. He's not, chunky. He's at a good weight for his, size. He's not a tiny teacup Yorkie or like a mini Yorkie. He was always big. From the time he hit like 10 months old, he was over 10 pounds. And he maintained that up until about 4 years ago. And then he started to put on a little weight after my other cat died. And he's been maintaining 13.8 since then, right? And he's active all day long from early in the morning when he gets up till about 8 o'clock. And then he sleeps for a little while. He'll take about an hour nap during the afternoon. And then he's up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and he's perky. Yeah, you are. You're a party animal. You're a party animal. Yeah, you're a party animal. Are you singing? Did you hit your treat bag? Well, this is how he sings. And he's saying that he wants a treat. And I just gave him, I try to cut them up in tiny little pieces. He loves these, the nudgies, jerky bites. So this is really the only treats that he gets. This and sometimes a milk bone, soft and chewy. He, like I said, he always started out from the time he was little. If he didn't get his way, he would huff. And I could never understand that. I'm like, what is he doing? It's like that with the breathing, right? When you huff, like that, what he does. Like what he's doing right now. And if he knew I was going out, he would start doing that also with the huffing, right? Huffing, puffing. You're like the big bad wolf. And what else, Peanut? And then he started to, well, he huffs, he puffs, he sings, he slaps his paw on the floor and temper tantrums. Yeah. And his girl Tabs is sleeping on his bed. She takes over all your beds, and then you sniff wherever she's sitting. But you love Tabby. Tabby's your best girl. He's not a big dog fan. I contemplated years ago possibly getting, another puppy, Yorkie. But he never got along with other dogs really, and then I just decided to get another cat, and he grew up with it was a cat, so he gets along with her. They play. He loves cat treats. So, right, you love cat treats. And you know that we're treats. And he's a good boy. And Sundays is our quiet day, so he's a little more on the quieter side. Yes, I had him outside on the patio. Now he's going to be grooming his paws. He does have allergies, so that's why he always have the air purifiers in every room. Yeah, from the pollen, especially the pollen's been really bad the past couple of months here. Both my cat and him with the allergies, so I always wipe him down every day with wipes and, clean him up, put his blankets in the dryer, clean his bedding, vacuum all the time, mop. Thankfully, I have tile floors and not carpet. But, all right, Peanut, say hello. You're busy licking your nails. Come on, say hello. Let's go to Tabs. She's a good girl. This is his girlfriend, Peanut's girlfriend, Tabby. She's about 3.5 years old. Show your face. There she is. She's beautiful. She has bad allergies, too. Peanut does. Did you just move that bag? Did you just move that bag? Yes, you're saying? But you can't eat treats all day long. Yes, I have a dog, cat, and I also have 2 bearded dragons. All right? We have bearded dragons, Tim and Joe. You cannot have treats all day long. Yeah, bearded dragons. They're like the reptiles. But they stay basically in their tank. I'll put them, sometimes on the floor, and they'll move around. My cat wants to eat them, and Peanut just leaves them alone. He doesn't really bother with them. Well, they're actually in my other room, and I say they're back on their branch is rusting because I got to be feeding them soon. I've had them for about 4 years now. They're my 4th ones. My first 2 I didn't have luck with. And they're cute when they're little. They love to eat, and then all of a sudden they just, I don't know, I don't know if they come from different breeders. These 2 are pretty good. And, well, Peanut, he loves animals. He loves birds, just except for really dogs. He'll go crazy if a dog passes the window. He wants, to look, for a dog, to play, but he's like, no, I'll stay away. He had bad experiences with dogs from the time he was little. Yeah, I was a big dog fan. I grew up with dogs ever since I was 3. And then I turned into a cat fan when I was about 25, feeding the stray cats in New York. And then I just started, I adopted one, then I adopted another one, then I adopted 2 down here. And then they passed away. Her name is Tabby, Tabi. The name that they gave her in the SPCA was Mama. They name every cat Mama, but she was really tiny. Look at her; she's cute, and she's hysterical. She's funny with the girl cats. They have more. There she is. The girl cats have more of a personality. The boy cats a little more clingier. That was my last cat that I had, Jingles. He lived to over 15. And he was very clingy just with me. And he was like like a tabby cat. His Peanut is the Yorkie right here. His name is Peanut. We named him because he had when he was little, he had like a little small shaped head, and I was like, oh, let me call him Peanut. And he was born on St. Patrick's Day. He just turned 13. And my mother was like, oh, why don't you name him Patty? And I'm like, no. Or Patrick. Because I said, no, I think Peanut's a cute name. And he's been called everything from the time he was little, from a silky terrier, a rat terrier, a pit bull, when they shaved him down to nothing in PetSmart. Everything except, and they were like, a Yorkie? And I'm like, because he's big. He's not, typical, small, oh, that was your birthday too, happy belated birthday. And, he was always, they said, on a big side, even when we bought him. St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. He just turned 13 on March 17th. And we got him July 11th, 2012. And, he's a good dog. He's, very protective. He doesn't, well, happy belated birthday. All right, please, you have someone else that has your birthday. He's pooped. He had all the singing. All right, we'll catch you another time. Say goodbye, Peanut. Dabs, you want to say goodbye? There she is. Look at those paws. She got big puma paws. All right, she got big paws. This is Peanut's girlfriend, Tabby. And she has huge paws, and she got huge teeth. But she's sweet. She came from one of those hoarding houses that, she wound up in the SPCA. She was loaded with fleas, mites, worms, and then I never had an experience with any of my animals, from dogs to cats, with tapeworms, and she wound up developing tapeworms, and I ran into the emergency vet. They didn't carry the medication there. And then I went online to Amazon. They had something, so it was made by Bayer, and I gave it to her, and thankfully that wiped it out of the system. And she put on about 8 pounds since we had her. She was eating 7-8 cans a day of canned food. And then, Peanut, he likes, cat food. He likes cat treats. Is it Estrada? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's S-O or S-O, Estrada. Am I close? That's why a lot of my videos, or like the shorts that I have to do that AI with my voice, because I have a heavy New York accent, even though, I've been down in Florida since I was 30. I haven't picked up that Floridian accent. So a lot of my words, it's hard to Esau was Esau Estrada. We'll just call you E. So that's how you pronounce it, Esau? But Peter's taking his afternoon nap now. Once I leave the room, then he's up. And she's on the lazy side. Next month she'll perk up. They perk up more in the springtime. They're still in their winter mode. Right, Pete? But we're going to be going. Have a good Sunday and have a good weekend, everyone. And thank you for supporting Peanut's channel and getting to know his girl, Tabs. Alright, Peanut. Wait, Tabby, you say, I don't bite. She could be sometimes fresh. She doesn't like to be bothered all the time. She's about 3.5. And I cut her nails because, I don't want Peanut getting it. Yeah, she's cute. Alright, everyone have a good weekend. I got some more cleaning to do and I got some cooking to do now. And we'll be back on probably during the week. So thank you for supporting Peanut's channel. And keep watching the shorts and commenting. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Goodbye. I see you.